An innovative bullet train that would transport passengers between Dallas and Houston in 90 minutes at up to 205 kilometers per hour was envisioned more than 10 years ago by a single corporation. Both national rail enthusiasts and Texans were captivated by its possibilities. After more than a decade, though, Dallas and Houston have yet to unveil any new tracks that would push this dream. So the question on everyone's mind right now is, what happened? In today's video, we are going to investigate the recently approved Texas high-speed rail, which Joe Biden once addressed as the new era of American transportation. High-speed trains carry more than 3 billion passengers worldwide, from Spain to Italy, France to Morocco, and Japan to China. However, because freight trains also utilize the same tracks as passenger trains, or because the tracks were not constructed with the operability needed for high speeds, trains in the United States continue to move more slowly. When considering how common it is for Americans to travel domestically by car and airplane, the most common question is, why doesn't America have high-speed rail like other industrialized countries? In response to this question, the Silicon Valley-based Mineta Transportation Institute summarizes previous U.S. studies, including one conducted by the National League of Cities, that show economic gains for Los Angeles and Orlando of $7.6 million and $2.9 million in 2018, respectively. All of these benefits result from high-speed rail, which also generates tax revenues and creates 27,000 and 55,000 jobs, respectively, and new economic activity. High-speed rail also encourages the development of technology centers. Who would have believed that such economic benefits can be obtained from technology advantage in a state? Let's get into more details. According to the Mineta report, switching from traditional forms of transportation to high-speed rail might also save the public sector money by lowering the need for airport and highway upgrades. Supporters see possibilities for a high-speed rail line that would connect Dallas and Houston. It would be similar to other successful U.S. routes and would help reduce traffic, pollutants, and dependency on fossil fuels. However, establishing a comprehensive public transportation system at each location is necessary to make up for the current scarcity of practical choices outside of cars and intercity buses if such a scheme is to be successful. The planned 205 mph train would complement potential new and enhanced long-distance service corridors while cutting the approximate 240-mile journey time between the two cities to less than 90 minutes. Texas would gain a great deal if the train was constructed. Connecting the two major cities would assist the already thriving Texas economy and generate a great deal of new jobs. Additionally, it would greatly ease the travel between Dallas and Houston. Almost 100,000 Texans, who are frequently referred to as super commuters, make multiple weekly trips between Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth. Texas Central has been advocating for the construction of a speed rail line that would transport people from Dallas to Houston in less than 2 hours for the past 6 years. Let's get deeper and uncover how this desired technology advantage in Texas is doing. Is it moving swiftly, or are there hindrances facing it? Texas Central Partners LLC is putting forward the proposal to construct the high-speed rail link between Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth. It intends to employ trains based on the N700S series Shinkansen and technology similar to that of the Central Japan Railway Company. According to the company, it hopes to start providing its services as early as 2026. Founded in 2009, Lone Star High-Speed Rail LLC changed its name to Texas Central Railway in 2012. Texas Central Partners LLC was established on September 24, 2013, with the intention of developing and running the service. The train line is owned by Texas Central Railway, a different entity. Texas DOT, the Federal Railroad Administration, and Texas Central Partners are collaborating to create the NEPA-mandated Environmental Impact Statement. The company declared in July 2015 that it had managed to raise $75 million in private capital to proceed with the project from feasibility studies to development planning. Along the process, Texas landowner James Miles filed a lawsuit against the Texas Central entities, challenging their ability to use eminent domain. He contended that the Texas Central entities were not railroad companies or interurban electric railway companies, as defined by Texas law. As such, they were not entitled to use eminent domain to take his property. After overseeing Texas Central since December 2016, CEO Carlos Aguilar resigned on June 11, 2022, in response to the lawsuit, and the project seemed doomed for some time. That is, until two significant events that happened recently gave the idea fresh life. In August, Amtrak emerged as a possible collaborator for the project, and subsequently the Federal Railroad Administration of the U.S. Department of Transportation awarded a $500,000 corridor ID grant to establish a work plan and budget. Federal Railroad Administration Deputy Administrator Jennifer Mitchell states, "We believe at least that there's a good market in Texas, and particularly between Dallas and Houston. based on the mileage but also the congestion in between, and just the amount of people going back and forth. The Federal Railroad Administration expressed its satisfaction with Amtrak's participation. Following Texas Central's board dissolution in 2022, the action provided the federal agency with greater certainty over the project's future. Additionally, the Texas Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Texas Central entities, holding that they satisfied the legal requirements for interurban electric railway businesses in Texas. Texas Central and Amtrak have also applied to a number of other federal grant programs, such as the Federal State Partnership for Intercity Passenger Rail, FSP National Grant Program, and the Consolidated Rail Infrastructure Safety and Improvements Grant Program. This sounds good and gives a bit of positive hope, right? So what happened after the court ruling? Many questions have risen regarding the project, one of which is the project's future. In response to a question concerning the project's future and high-speed rail in the U.S., Bowie, the CEO of Texas Central, expressed his belief that Amtrak could be the ideal partner to assist them in achieving that. He mentioned that the high-speed train, utilizing advanced and proven Shinkansen technology, had the potential to revolutionize rail travel in the southern U.S., with the construction of interstate highways following World War II and the increasing convenience of air travel and freeways for short-distance travel. Interurban passenger rail in Texas started to diminish. Ridership declined as a result of private rail companies' inability to compete with the substantial public subsidies for expressways, and by the 1970s, Amtrak had taken over most of the routes. Progress has been hampered by airline resistance and the unfavorable perception of Amtrak in Texas, despite efforts to revitalize passenger rail. The specific project, in spite of its critics, is expected to yield social, environmental, employment, and economic benefits, such as a yearly reduction of greenhouse gas emissions of over 100,000 tons, a saving of 65 million gallons of fuel, and the daily removal of 12,500 cars from I-45. Byford began building a team centered on high-speed opportunities across the United States when he joined Amtrak in April 2023. He will design and oversee the implementation of Amtrak's long-term plan for high-speed rail across the nation in his newly formed position. This plan includes the expansion of the Crescent from Mississippi through Louisiana and Texas, the Heartland Flyer Extension Corridor, Identification and Development, Corridor ID by Kansas DOT, which connects Wichita to Oklahoma and Texas, and TxDOT's applications for the Texas Triangle, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio routes. Amtrak's Andy Byford views the Dallas to Houston corridor as a key opportunity for high-speed rail expansion. He emphasized the demand for quality service in growing areas like Houston and Dallas, expressing pride in Amtrak's involvement to meet Texas's transportation needs. Let's digress a little and see how high-speed rail is doing in other countries of the world. And benefits does this innovation bring to their economy and citizens? At present, Japan has the biggest high-speed rail network in the world, connecting 22 major cities and transporting more than 420,000 individuals per day. China is expected to overtake Japan with 23,600 miles of high-speed rail by 2025, and approximately 29,000 miles subsequently, having been inspired by Japan's model. California is building a high-speed rail system in the United States with the support of $929 million in recently reinstated Biden administration funds. By 2029, the initiative hopes to cut the time it takes to travel from Los Angeles to San Francisco to 2 hours and 40 minutes. In addition, Amtrak's Acela Express between Boston and Washington will soon receive high-speed enhancements, and a private rail firm in Florida called Brightline is working on a high-speed extension from Miami to Orlando. Although Amtrak and other federal and state railroads could benefit from an estimated $80 billion in upgrades, high-speed rail projects were not specifically included in the financing proposal from the Biden administration. Politico was informed in April by an unidentified Biden official that while the funding is now concentrated on projects that offer the greatest public benefits for their costs, it may eventually be used to promote additional high-speed rail connections. According to ESE, the United States lags behind Europe and Asia in terms of high-speed rail because of a lower population density, which makes it challenging to attract enough ridership to support such projects financially. The population density of the United States is currently 85 individuals per square mile, compared to 862 in Japan, 603 in Germany, 383 in mainland China, and 319 in France. According to ESI, the United States has more robust property laws, which makes it more challenging for the government to purchase land for the construction of new railroads. Major backer of the project, Sylvester Turner, the mayor of Houston, traveled to Japan in October 2022 to gain additional knowledge about the Japanese company producing the bullet train. According to the news release, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner stated, The partnership between Texas Central and Amtrak is a significant milestone for the city of Houston and this project. Our city is dedicated to promoting transportation measures that uplift our citizens' quality of life and foster economic progress. The possible collaboration between these two businesses will expedite the planning and analysis required for the effective establishment of a cutting-edge, effective, and ecologically friendly rail system linking Dallas and Houston. I applaud everyone concerned for their commitment to this game-changing endeavor. But what benefits does this innovation hold for the city of Texas? The project is expected to create thousands of well-paying construction jobs and nearly 1,000 long-term skilled operations and maintenance positions, according to Amtrak and Texas Central. The president of the Iron Workers District Council of Texas and the Mid-South states, Jerry Wilson, stated in the statement that the iron workers strongly support the Dallas to Houston high-speed rail project. In addition to being environmentally friendly and safe, it will give our members access to hundreds of well-paying, highly skilled jobs while we move, build, and install the infrastructure. Additionally, endorsing the Amtrak and Texas Central partnership, the Greater Houston Partnership said that it stands firm in its commitment to high-speed rail investment, arguing that this will boost the economy by bringing down transportation costs through innovation and competition. Even though the Texas Supreme Court gave the project the go-ahead, there could still be a barrier to it. This takes the shape of the 240-mile projected route's property owners. Despite the winning eminent domain verdict, Texas officials continued to have doubts about the proposal, according to a 2023 October Texas Tribune report. The Tribune also said that if Texas Central didn't provide additional information about its plans, a lawyer representing close to 100 landowners threatened to take legal action. What are your thoughts? Do you think this high-speed rail project will be achievable in the city of Texas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to get more videos like this from our channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.